Roosevelts and William Wilberforces. But you know what? It's also you and me. You have that it factor too. You were made to wield your God-given influence in such a way that makes others say, "She was made for that." You have clout. The question is, have you discovered it yet? Something deep inside each of us longs to count. We want to matter to the world. We long to make a difference. We get bored, tired, even depressed by routine and monotony. We're desperate for significance. We're searching for acknowledgement. We beam when someone says, "You matter." We seek praise, accolades, and awards, but somehow, once we achieve them, they feel empty, and we move on to another desperate search for the next fix that will affirm our worth. We compete and compare. We boast and envy. We scrape and claw to amass as much as the next person, and then become grossly annoyed with our lack of uniqueness and individuality. Some people remain in this cycle of the insatiable quest for significance for decades, perhaps even their entire lives. They are convinced that something or someone will eventually fill this gaping hole of purpose. Others more quickly recognize the futility of these efforts, but are prone to wallow in the guilt and condemnation they associate with finding significance in trivial things. Recognizing the limited fulfillment of fleeting accomplishments, they begin to question their entire purpose. We often try to ignore this aching hollowness or stuff it beneath the layers of fear, comparison, jealousy, scarcity, insecurity, pride, and control issues that gnaw at our souls. While we long for significance, we wrestle with whether that longing is good and godly. But what if it is? What if God expects us to discover and unleash our God-given influence, our clout? Clout is the influence that God has given to you and to no one else. You are specifically designed to impact the world in a way that no one else can. Discovering your clout is an essential part of unleashing your purpose. You have a specific purpose, a calling that only you are qualified to fulfill. Your God-given influence defines your purpose. Your purpose establishes your leadership. Your leadership makes a mark on the world. In order to understand what clout is and how to operate from it, we need to do some work to unpack false assumptions and perceptions. We assume we don't have what it takes. We perceive we don't measure up. We believe we are not enough. These are some enemies of our influence that can hold us back, trip us up, and keep us from fully unleashing our influence and living our purpose. Let's call them clout killers. They're the villains that set out to derail us before we've even fully begun to discover what our God-given influence looks like. How do I know? I have been there. I have lived it. For the majority of my life, I found my purpose and identity in fleeting accomplishments and empty acknowledgments. And then, one beautifully normal day, all my dreams came screeching to a halt. My career, upon which I had built all my self-worth, crumbled. I had no control over its unraveling, and I had no idea who I was without it. That crisis of purpose forced me to recognize that over the course of my life, I had learned to listen to myriad voices telling me what to do and who to be. They were the voices of fear, comparison, jealousy, scarcity, insecurity, pride, and control. Those voices were shaping me, but not in the way that I hoped. They were killing my influence rather than developing it. They were holding me back rather than propelling me forward. My quest for influence was not established upon the foundation of God's perspective on my influence and leadership. It was precariously teetering on the misguided information from natural but inherently lethal enemies of my influence. In all my attempts to discover God's